Greetings once again, Shinobi. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more Naruto Konoha story, the Steam Ninja Scroll, where Mirai Sarutobi, daughter of Azuma and Kurenai, is still guarding the previous Hokage Kakashi and Guy on a diplomatic envoy mission that's also an excuse to do some sightseeing. They've ended up at a hot spring inn where they've also run into Tenten, who's in the area on business, but also brought Mirai some things as the trip was actually scheduled for longer than she thought. But Tenten's gonna get the fun in where she can, telling Mirai that Guy is a little superstitious, and he doesn't understand that superstition ain't the way. But enough about that. It's time for Guy and Kakashi to finally face off in a pulse-pounding, sweat-dripped, intense, almighty battle of ping pong. May God have mercy upon the winner's soul, 'cause that's what victory will cost them. Who will win? Who will lose? Who will die? Join me as I find out, won't you? Time to play some ping pong, ping pong. Strike that action pose. Naruto Konoha Story, the Steam Ninja Scrolls, the manga, chapter 8. Ghosts! Like Zoink Scoob! And we pick up in the midst of the action. Guy hits the ball with dynamic action, saying, "You're a worthy opponent, Kakashi." Where Kakashi can't even speak, as his head's only in the action. He only grunts with excitement as they both deliver a fury of serves back and forth. Mirai can only watch stunned as Guy says, "Whoa, nice shot, but this ends now." Mirai thinks of what Tenten said to her earlier as we get a flashback of Tenten sailing Mirai as she pulls her in close. "Hey, I just thought of something fun. In a little bit when come out I'm going to..." So we only hear so much of the conversation. She then says, "What do you think? Should be funny, right?" Mirai says, "I don't know. Is that really worth it?" But Tenten, obviously deciding it is very much worth it, goes off saying, "I'll go prepare. Buy me some time, Kay?" Mirai tries to tell her, "No, wait, But Tenten has ninja vanished. She might have been trained by Might Guy, but instead of learning the dynamic entry, she's learned the silent exit. As she tracks the serves one after another, she thinks, why would she want to dress up like a ghost to scare Master Guy? He isn't a child. He won't get scared by some ghost prank. Oh, you don't know Guy that well, Mirai." But then her face takes on a solemn appearance, thinking, "Ghosts, huh?" We get another flashback of her at, I have to assume, her father's grave. I cannot read Japanese. Where Mirai seems to be praying. You have Shikamaru coming up behind her as Mirai asks, "Do you believe in ghosts?" Shikamaru says, "Well, I don't know. I've come close to dying, but I've certainly never become a ghost myself." I love that explanation. Just like, I have to probably die to find out. He then says, "Ghosts might be real, or they might not be. That's just the nature of it, don't you think?" Mirai says, "I think they don't exist. If ghosts were real, then you'd think he would have come to visit me at least once. When I was a girl, and I believed in ghosts, I waited for him. I thought he'd come to visit me and my mom, you know? But no matter how long I waited, he never came. The answer is simple. Ghosts do not exist. When people die, that's the end." Man. It can be a struggle being a child whose parents died before, you really even could have gotten to know them. You do wonder what it would be like to meet them, if you could meet them sometimes. And it doesn't consume you, but it does make you kind of question what it would be like to meet them. Would they like you? Would they care about you? It's hard not to think about that. Shikamaru then tells her, "Maybe they come to visit us more than we think, but we can't see them." But Mirai says, "If we can't see them, then what's the point? I wanted to tell my dad I managed to become a chunin." But then she turns to him saying, "Sorry, I'm not myself today." Shikamaru then tells her, "Show me your hand." She questions my hand. But as she holds her hand out, Shikamaru drops Azuma's trench knives into her hand. Mirai is shocked, saying, "That's your..." Shikamaru says, "It is, and it was also your father. I don't know if ghosts are real or not, but I believe that souls never die. I'm finally able to pass that on to you. I've dreamt of this day for a long time." Oh, so this was the moment she got the trench knife. Yeah, Shikamaru would be someone who was looking forward to this, especially after finding out who the king is. I think that's why I'm so invested in this story, because this was a big part of Shikamaru's story, Mirai's very existence. And if we were going to have more story with Shikamaru, it should also include a moment of him finally being able to pass something this important to him onto the daughter of his mentor. It's very sweet. Shikamaru then gives Mirai a smile, saying, "You've done well, Mirai. Congratulations on passing the tuning exam." So this is right after she passed. Mirai says, "Thank you." And as she turns away, she says, "Keep rooting for me. I'll become a great shinobi so that you'll never have to worry about me." But as she holds the knives close, she cries, naturally facing away from Shikamaru. That's so heartbreaking but sweet. Oof, you almost got me teary-eyed here. Just a little bit, But then we snap back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. As Guy is huffing and puffing and sweating up a storm as he asks Mirai, "I think that's about enough for today. Who won, Mirai?" Mirai says, as she comes back to her senses, I'm sorry, I spaced out." Guy says, "What?" She apologizes again, "I'm sorry." Kakashi then says, "I'm pretty sure I was 1 point ahead, so I guess I won." That sounds about right. But as Kakashi wheels Guy off, Guy shouts, "It doesn't matter. We'll call this one a draw. Kakashi, it's time to hit the hot spring." But Kakashi insists, "No, I was ahead by 1. That's why you needed to watch, Mirai. Guy's gonna pull some shit." But as Mirai watches the two go off, she gives a bit of a sigh. But suddenly, something taps her on the shoulder. Oh, Jesus! It's a ghost! But no, it's Ten, looking kinda cute with her hair a bit down. But she still has the bun. How much hair does she have? And she's covered in what looks to be blood, but I have to assume that it's not. I don't think she'd go that far for a gag, but you never know. And as she gives out a ghoulish Mirai just smiles at her, saying, "Oh, you're ready. They just went to the hot spring." Naturally, Ten's a little pissed, saying, "Hey, what's that? Why weren't you scared?" Ten trying to get her jollies. Mirai says, "I know it's you dressed up like a ghost, Ten. That won't scare me." Ten says, "Oh, really?" But then Mirai says, "Anyway, if I came across someone covered in blood and it wasn't a prank, I'd take them straight to the doctor." She's so serious. Ten says, "It takes a lot to rattle you young bodyguards these days, huh?" She takes things a lot more serious than most of the others when they were tuning. Mirai says, "So, what are you going to do when they come out?" Ten says, "Oh, right, that. No need to overcomplicate it. When they come out, We then cut to when they've come out of the bath, with Kakashi Guy with Mirai following them. Guy saying, what a nice bath. I still can't believe that match was so close. A draw? Who would have thought it?" Kakashi again tries to insist, "Guy, I was ahead by 1. But suddenly there's something dripping from the ceiling, dripping onto Guy's forehead. And as he looks up, suddenly Ten just comes hanging down from the ceiling, giving a ghostly shriek. Guy freaks out, swinging his wheelchair into a nearby post, knocking himself unconscious. Ten gets down from the ceiling, excitedly saying, "Nailed it. Did you see that, Mirai?" Mirai says, yeah. Kakashi says, "If I might have a word, Ten, you know you shouldn't be a bad influence on the younger shinobi." Ten excitedly says, "Yes, sir, I'll try not to do it again." Ten, why are you like this? It's because she didn't get enough attention in the original series. She's acting out. She and Naruto should have hung out a lot more if she was gonna be like this. Kakashi then takes the unconscious Guy and says, "Despite how he seems, Guy can be sensitive about some things." Ten takes off it was apparently a wig, so that explains why she still had buns. Ten, let your head down, girl. Let us see your gorgeousness." Mirai then questions, "You didn't even flinch, Master Kakashi." Ten then thinks, maybe I should have put a little more into the prank. Like, what if they went back to their room and they slid open the door like usual, only to find it plastered with the inside protective charm? Pretty scary, right? Mirai then says, "Oh, sorry, I removed all of those." Ten says, "You did what?" Mirai says, "I inspected the room when we arrived. I found a whole bunch of charms. They didn't seem like paper bombs, but just to be safe, I removed them all." Uh-oh. You know, now that I think about it, we're talking about ghosts, but we've seen people resurrected. We've literally seen people's spirits be ripped out. It happened to Shizune. Freaking Edo Tensei exists. Wait a minute, why are we talking about whether or not spirits and ghosts exist? We know they do. It took a while for that to actually dawn on me. But Ten freaks out saying No. You absolutely should not have done that. Those charms were probably sealing away some ghost or something. They had to be. She freaks out saying, what am I gonna do? I'm too scared. But Rai gets angry saying, Ten, ghosts aren't real. I'll apologize to the staff for removing the charms without asking first. It'll all work out. And she just goes walking off. Oh, we cut to the next day as they're all heading out with Ten leaving first saying, alright, I'll be heading out. More hot springs await. Mirai says, thank you for everything, Ten. But Guy has a very gloomy and pale look on his face, almost like he's shivering. Mirai sees this and says, huh? Master Guy? Kakashi says, he's been like this since last night. I don't know what's gotten into him. Mirai says, I'm sorry about yesterday, Master Guy. That ghost was Ten in a costume. It was a prank. Guy says, Mirai, what are you talking about? What I saw wasn't Ten. It was a ghost in full armor. What the hell? Mirai questions, what? Guy says, I woke up in the middle of the night. I was paralyzed. Oh, your paralysis demon is intense. Then the ghost warrior appeared from the closet. It went past me and through the wall to the main building, toward the room where you and Ten were staying. Man, that is pretty intense design. Cool. Mirai goes a little pale saying, toward our room? Guy continues on saying, it was a terrifying specter drenched in blood. Its demonic expression radiated a dreadful fury. Mirai is completely silent, and she thinks to herself, now that he mentions it, when I apologized for removing the charms, the staff looked terrified. She starts to freak out a little bit, thinking maybe I really shouldn't have removed them. But as the two of them start to freak out a little bit, Kakashi says while reading a brochure or something, saying, what's got you two looking so serious? Mirai turns to him saying, how did you sleep last night, Mr. Kakashi? Kakashi says, like a log. I feel great and my body is light as a feather. So who's ready to head out? Mirai thinks to herself, the scariest part is how he's completely undisturbed. That must be the freakishly diabolical mental fortitude of the sixth Hokage. Nah, that's just Kakashi. Kakashi wheels Guy away saying, come on, this way. Mirai follows saying, yes sir. I'm honestly surprised that's not the end of the chapter. Our trio of intrepidous people head out into the mountain. Mirai reading the map saying, pretty soon we should be able to see the town with the hidden hot spring. Guy then says, alright, I'm getting there first, as he suddenly jumps onto his hands and starts just dashing off, quickly followed by Kakashi and Mirai bringing up the rear saying, hey, wait for me. But as she comes upon the two of them at a dead stop, she questions, is that? Kakashi says, a mountain. Guy says, yep. A mountain. Mirai then reiterates, questioning, a mountain? Whoa! Oh, yeah, Mirai then says what I was thinking when she says, wait, that's not a mountain. Something crazy is going on here. As what looks to be a giant orb of earth is just massively blocking what should be a ravine. That is not a mountain. Mountains are not spherical. Mirai then says, what are we supposed to do about this? Kakashi says, what indeed? You're ninjas. Just go around, jump over it, something. Honestly, this Mirai story has been pretty fun because it's just, hey, you know that character who just hasn't really appeared in Boruto at all lately? Here they are. Like, what? Kiva? What? Ten? At this rate, I'm expecting like Choji or Shino to show up and lend a hand in some capacity. It's all been really silly stuff, too. Honestly, I would have loved a bit of a Boruto side story where we had stuff like this. But then again, it's like, essentially I just want more Boruto filler, and I should just watch the anime if that's what I want out of all of this. Oh well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What do you think this, almost like an egg of earth, is just sitting here? I know there's already answers to this, but it's really wild to see. But also, what did you think about Ten's little prank? Would you prefer this story to be a lot more serious, or do you like the lighthearted tone? I want to hear from you. But also remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. Until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.